What is self-love? This is a question I get asked periodically. I see there's a lot of attention and focus around this on the internet right now. What is self-compassion, self-love? How do we be kind to ourselves? What does that look like? If we are acting in a loving way towards ourselves, what sort of things do we do? What's an act of self-love? There's a lot of discussion around that. And I want to share with you guys kind of my take on what it really means to love ourselves. Some people say it's just taking a bubble bath or reading a good book or finding some alone time. That can be a part of self-love. But in my mind, when we really love ourselves, it is so much more than that. One of the things I want to say is that when you truly love yourself, you will make decisions sometimes that will disappoint other people and let them down. And you'll be willing to do that anyway because you will make decisions in accordance with your values and your conscience and your needs and your wants and your thoughts and your feelings instead of what other people think and what other people expect. When we don't love ourselves, we fall into this tremendous tendency to people please and to say yes to everyone and everything. We struggle to set boundaries and say no. We end up getting kind of roped in to doing things that we don't always want to do. And while that may keep other people happy and keep the peace, it's oftentimes a sign of distrust in ourselves. It's a lack of confidence, a lack of courage, and a lack of love for ourselves when this is happening. So I want you to know that when you are engaging in self-love, you're going to have some difficult moments. It isn't actually about making it so everything is easy and comfortable. In fact, the people I know that love themselves the most and they know they're worth it, they actually put themselves into uncomfortable, difficult, hard situations almost all the time. And that's because they love themselves enough to know they can handle it. They love themselves enough to know that they should be growing and developing and evolving and improving. And they love themselves enough to know that it's okay not to be perfect, to make mistakes. They can forgive themselves for those things. So they constantly are putting themselves into tough conversations, new opportunities at work, new opportunities in their personal lives, because they have this kind of inner compass that says we can get through it and it doesn't need to look a certain way. And if other people don't like it, we can handle that. And we love ourselves enough that we can handle someone else not being okay with us. And so, taking bubble baths, that's great. Reading a good book, that's great. Alone time, a little me time at the spa, that's great. But if you really love yourself, I would like to make the argument or the statement that you should be challenging yourselves and you should be letting other people down periodically, and you should be following your own heart, and you should be uncomfortable sometimes because that means you're learning and growing. And if you do all of those things, I gotta say, it's not an easy life. It's not a comfortable position to be in. It means that you're gonna feel awkward sometimes. You're gonna hurt sometimes. You're gonna maybe lose a friendship that you once had. But that's okay because you love yourself enough to know that where you are going is more important than where you have been, and you won't have this need for everyone else to understand it, because not everyone's gonna understand it. When we love ourselves, we accept that we're not for everyone and not everyone is for us, and we feel good about that. We know that the decisions we're making are true and valid and good for us, and the right people are gonna join us in those, and the wrong people aren't gonna be able to handle that. They're gonna have to sit on the sidelines and kind of watch as we go by, or maybe not be there at all for us. And that's okay. We're willing to make those decisions and let those things happen because of the great love we have for ourselves. So if you want to talk more about self-love, self-compassion, what that all looks like, please reach out. At the end of the day, if we have love for ourselves, we also are willing to go through the painful journey and process of self-actualization, of really becoming what it is that we're capable of. And that means you're going to have discomfort. And so if you're feeling uncomfortable, if you're getting out of your comfort zone, if you're doing things you haven't done before, if you're letting people down, if you're disappointing people, if you're in some tough conversations, it's probably a sign that you are loving yourself. And if you're not ever in those moments, maybe it's a sign that you're not. So reach out. I'd love to talk about this. Hopefully you all find a good, strong, positive way to show yourself love, kindness, and compassion today. With that, everybody, make a great day.